All right, so you are a videographer or a photographer and you don't want to be broke. Well, good. I'm going to give you the tips that I wish I had when I started and that I've accumulated over the years in this first edition of Finances and Filmmaking. What is up, everybody? My name is Matthew Gold from Wasting Time Productions. We are a video and photo company in Philadelphia. Here is a little bit of our work. And our channel is still very much in its infant stage. So if you like this video, make sure to like this video and make sure to subscribe for more stuff like this. Okay, so the first part of making money is actually getting work. So here are a couple methods that I use to find work. Number one is the classic cold calling method. This is where you're reaching out to people via DMs, via email, and you're giving them a sales pitch on why they should pay for your services. Now this works on occasion, but I'm not as crazy about it. I tend to like to look for clients who already want my services, which leads me to websites like Upwork. Upwork is a site that I've used for about a year now, where you can look for work within your area and the surrounding areas. And the reason I like Upwork is because while some jobs have smaller budgets, there are also some really big budgets on there that become great paying gigs. And the final method, which I find the most common, is referrals. Referrals are easily the best way to get clients. Chances are somebody's being referred to you, it means you've done a good job in the past. Do some work for people that you know will push your company. And then it sounds simple, but provide a good client experience. All right, number two is how much to charge. Now there's a difference between hourly rates and then going by half day and full day rates. If you want a full video on that, let me know below. If you're unsure right now how much you should be charging, reach out to local videographers and photographers in your community. Do a couple jobs with them, find out how much they're charging, and this will give you a better idea of A, what the market looks like, but B, while you're on those jobs, you start to realize, okay, this is a good amount of money for what I'm doing, or, you know, I should be getting paid a lot more for what I'm doing right now. For reference, I live in Philadelphia and I've seen people pay anywhere from $25 an hour to upwards of $150 an hour. Now this depends on things like equipment and experience, but I find that after a couple gigs, you start to understand what your value is, which leads us to number three, how to get paid. Now I use a pretty common method that I'm sure a lot of other videographers and photographers use. I require a deposit up front, and then upon completion of the video, delivering just the first draft is when I require the second payment. I try my best to not even start on revisions until I've at least received confirmation on payment. Now, not every situation is perfect. Sometimes I don't get paid the deposit as early as I'd like. Other times I'm having to remind the client that their payment is due. I find as much as I would like to be paid way in advance, sometimes I'm getting paid the day of. As long as I'm getting paid before the video starts, I'm okay. And then when it comes to the second payment, I leave my watermark until the second payment is confirmed to be sent. I do this so somebody can't take my video and then ghost me, and also as a way to give them a little nudge to remember they have to pay. And then once they do, the watermark is taken off. Real quick, before we dive into our last point, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video. It's me, because this is a really new channel and we don't have any subscribers or hype yet. Just want to remind you, I'm not a financial advisor. I am just a photographer and a videographer who's made some mistakes over the years and is trying to help other people not make that mistake. Considering that finance is normally not talked about in this industry, I want to do my best to avoid the stigma that people who do this type of work aren't also financially literate. I'm also going to tag some of my favorite channels and creators below who have helped me during my journey. Shout out to Eric Floberg, Evan Ramt, Maddie, I can't pronounce Matt's last name, but his channel is really awesome, and Peter McKinnon. All right, number four, and I would argue the most important, what to do once you've gotten paid. Making money sometimes is the easy part. I think the most difficult part is money management, and which is why so many people in this industry never recover from the starving artist stage. The most important thing to do once you get paid is to take a percentage and put it away for taxes. There's no worse feeling than when tax season is coming up and you are crippled with anxiety because you're afraid that you're not going to be able to pay your taxes this year. I suggest doing some research, talking to an accountant, find out how much you should be putting away. Personally, I put away 30%, and I find that before write-off deductions, that's a pretty good amount. The next thing you should do, and I would argue it's almost as important, put some money away. Put it into a savings account, maybe invest that money somewhere down the line. I know the feeling when you've had a really high paying job and all of a sudden you can go out and you can afford that new gear that you've had your eye on. I get it, it's tempting. But there's nothing worse than when you buy that gear, then 2 months down the line, when it's a slow season, you find yourself in the starving artist mentality again. It's not as fun, but take a little money, put it into your savings. And then maybe after a couple jobs, you have that money to buy the new gear that you want. But more importantly, if something comes up, you have the rainy day fund started. As previously mentioned, I'm not a financial expert. I've heard people say anywhere from 10 to 20%, you could do more. I don't know if I would do less than 10, but just put something away. And then finally, once you've put away money for taxes, once you've put money away for savings, invest in yourself. Whether that's new gear, advertising your business, educating yourself so you're a better business person, or prioritizing your mental health. Because the more mentally strong you are, the better business person person you're gonna be. Now, I'm not saying these are the right ways to do it. I'm just saying this is how I like to look at it. And I think that if you do all three of these things, you're on a pretty good path. I hope all this helps. I really want to keep this conversation of financial literacy going in our profession because I think it's not talked about enough. So once again, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like this video, comment if there's anything you want me to explain more in depth, make sure to subscribe for all future videos. I hope you keep creating and I hope you have a great day.